Hey guys, welcome back to our channel, Texas Young Guns. Today we are going to be talking about what to do about our plans for summer 2020. So we are going to share with you some tips of how we can salvage our year and share with you what our ideas are for this summer as of now, because we know that things are constantly changing. Step into my office. So let me fill you in on what our original plans were. We previously mentioned that our plans were this summer to go to Banff, Canada. However, this week we canceled those plans. Of course, the borders are not open. Even if they were to open between now and the first part of June, we just would not feel comfortable doing any kind of long distance travel like that. So we went ahead and we made the decision to cancel our trip, sadly, because we were really looking forward to it. We were able to cancel our hotel and get all, the money back from that. We did get airline credits. Our trip to Canada was through WestJet, and then our return trip was through Delta, and we got credits for both of those trips. Now, will we actually use the credit by the time that they expire? Who knows, probably not, but I think altogether we might have lost, a little over $300 when it comes to our flights. Now, we chose to go to Canada this summer because if you go back to our previous videos, you'll see that we actually lost our first RV, Stella, to an electrical fire. And at that point, we didn't know if we would have another RV. We were kind of just shell-shocked in the moment, didn't know what the future plans were. So we were throwing around the ideas of what are we going to do this summer. So we had, taking an international trip. We thought about going cruising. And then, of course, we always are big fans of road trips. So obviously now that Canada and any type of international travel is out and cruising is out, that leaves us to option, I guess we'll go with C for us, which is road tripping. If you're curious and you haven't seen the whole story of how we lost Stella, our first motorhome, we're going to put a link somewhere up here. We're not sure where it's going to go, but it's going to be up here somewhere. So click on it and you'll see the whole sad story. Had Mexican food for the first time in a really long time because our local Mexican food restaurant opened up, and that was not a good idea. Jump on the bed on my stomach. Anyways, so going back to our whole road tripping idea, we do want to do a road trip. However, we want to wait until later on in July just to see how all of these phased openings happen. And so what we have kind of thrown around the idea of doing is taking small, short little road trips locally, like within 3.5 hours, to just kind of dip our toes back in the water of being around people again. So I took some time in my busy schedule and I did some research of what's around the area, what are some things around, some RV parks or RV resorts that we've never been to that we would like to check out. And it was really eye-opening to see what is all around us. I mean, I found RV parks in the Freeport area, which we're near Houston, so that is on kind of towards the Galveston area, and they have places with fishing piers. I found places in Crystal Beach where you can go on crabbing trips. Of course, they have the famous Jamaica Beach Resort, which is hard to get into, but you have a really good chance if you're interested in traveling somewhere for the week to get in. We have found some RV parks in Louisiana, where we live very close to the Louisiana border. So within the 3-hour range, because it's kind of where I put my window to, I was shocked to see how many things are available just within our area. This is gonna be our next location for rolling footage, but it's a little too weird. Another thing that you might want to do is go back through your records and see where have you visited before, somewhere that you really liked. So we keep a journal and we log all of our trips. what dates we were there, what sites we were at. We usually stroll through and see, okay, if we come back, which site might we want to stay in next time. So if you don't keep a journal, I recommend you start keeping a journal. And if you do, go back and look at which sites did you really enjoy that maybe now this is the summer for you to go back. So now that we kind of have a game plan for what we're going to do in the month of June and staying local, now it's time to think about a road trip that might be a little longer and a little bit further away. So right now, a lot of the national parks and state parks are closed, but some of them have announced their plans for reopening. So this year, if you are comfortable with it, this might be the year for you to go to that national park that's typically very crowded. So you'll see later on where we visited the Grand Canyon, and that park was very crowded. You couldn't go anywhere where you were like the only person in the picture. So if that's something that you want and you want to be the only person in those pictures and be at a park that is not crowded, this is going to be your year to do it if you're comfortable. Because think about it, a lot of people won't be comfortable doing that, and that's perfectly okay. But then also international travelers, which we saw so many international people at the Grand Canyon, they won't be here as far as now we know that things are always changing and they might look at opening the borders. However, we can pretty much bank on this summer you not having a lot of the international visitors at our national parks. All right, so since we've kind of talked about what our plans are as far as doing like more of a staycation and staying local for the month of June, let's talk about what our options are for July. So I told you that we were interested in doing another road trip now that we have Bluebonnet. And some things that we have thought about are our last road trip was we traveled from one place to the next, never really staying in one location for more than 2 or 3 days. So we really like the idea of going somewhere, driving to a distance and staying there for several days. So some things that we've thought about are maybe going to Florida and just relaxing on the beautiful Florida beaches. Or we've thought about maybe going to Rocky Mountain National Park in Colorado because we also love the mountains. Or we also really loved the state of Utah. We got to explore a little bit of Moab, Utah, but we both kind of said that this is a state that we'd like to go maybe further north and explore that state because it was very, very beautiful. So I think overall, we're all in the same boat where we don't really know what summer of 2020 is going to look like. However, we do have a lot of options out there where we can definitely salvage our summer and make it a really unique and fun summer. So I really hope that you enjoyed this short little video, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye!